Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you are new. We are rounding up a lot of the window talk, I guess, of the weekend, because we need to batten down the hatches and come together and find our footing right now, because there's a lot of news and there's a lot of different players being rumoured and linked to the club, and there's deals being done as well. It looks like going to be 2 more deals almost over the line on top of the Estevao William one, which is already done and announced by the club. So there's a lot of different things going on right now. We need to kind of just put it all together and make sense of it. So I want to start with obviously Estevao William, because that is announced, that is done. We've known that for quite some time. It's good to have it just finalized and completed, especially after the Elise situation broke down. We now know that Estevao is going to be coming in 2025. We now know really Madueke should be completely safe for next season to play football in the first team and not be, rumoured to be moving to Newcastle, whoever else was interested in him for a few days or weeks. And of course, we'll see who is backing him up on that right-hand side. Will it be Amari Hutchinson, who reportedly, is available for around £30 million? Does anybody in the Premier League right now, with these financial kind of rumblings under the behind the scenes going on, does anybody have the money for Amari Hutchinson? Is he going to end up just staying by default? I wouldn't mind, personally. I wouldn't mind. After the season he had at Ipswich in the Championship, if you told me that Amari Hutchinson was going to be part of the first team next season, he was going to get a chance in pre-season, we were going to see him backing up Madueke, giving us a goal threat off that right-hand side in the Conference League games, in the Cup games, and hopefully even some Premier League games, I would have no problem with that. I think there's enough talent in this team without even making signings right now for us to think of internal solutions without wasting and throwing money away down the drain. So that would be an example of that, of course. And listen, Amari Hutchinson's, market value right now might be 25, 30 million. But who's to say it couldn't be more if we actually use him next season and give him an opportunity to go against Madueke in that right wing before Estevao comes in? So that would be an interesting scenario to keep an eye on. But of course, we know Kellyman is on his way. Medical is expected to be done today from Aston Villa. £19 million. It's a lot of money. It's too much money. It's way above market value, but we know what it is. It's PSR. It's balancing the books before the 30th of June for both Aston Villa and Chelsea. It's both clubs doing each other a favour. Listen, it's not something I encourage. It's not something I like to see. But it's not illegal either. So, it's something that we've had to get done, or we've done, and it is what it is. Hopefully, moving forward, we see less deals like this. This is not a deal that I want to see us doing more of in the future. It's massively inflated on what he's actually currently worth. Hopefully, he can build up his, he can develop to the point where he is worth what we've paid. But it's not something that's going to immediately help the first team, even though reportedly he will be in the first team. It's not something I see as something that Maresca's been pushing, or something that Maresca's going to, need going into the next season to get top 4. It's a player that will probably play a balance of minutes between under 23 football with Washington last season, or he'll play a little bit of Conference League off the bench. I can't see much more, especially with the position he's going into, which is highly saturated, high volume of players already in the position he's walking into as a left-footed 8/10. So a lot of players, and even players to come with Kendry Pires, a lot of players vying for that position, Cole Palmer, etc. So don't see many minutes for him, but that deal's already done. And also Marc Guiu. Marc Guiu is another player from Barcelona that seems to be almost done. 5 million release clause. That's the kind of deal where, okay, it's so cheap that you may as well take a punt. You may as well take the gamble. You might actually strike gold. He's so cheap that he's not going to have any sort of influence, or there's not going to be any sort of repercussions on other business. That's the type of business, fair enough. Don't really see the need for another young striker, of course, because I've said many a time, we have so many young strikers. We have, Washington that we have to develop. We have to send out on loan. We have to increase his market value. We have Datro Fofana, the same thing. We haven't sold Amando Broja yet, but we're looking to. And we have now this kid coming in as well. So there's quite a few players vying for the one position. In my opinion, it's a little bit of a stockpiling situation, which is maybe not going to favour those individuals actually involved in it. Will it favour the club? I guess if you make massive profit off one, you offshore the purchases on the others in terms of the price. But for the players individually, it's a bit weird that they're deciding to be involved in a stockpiling situation, especially if the loans are not guaranteed, because there is a maximum of 7 loans this season. 6 loans. It's come down to 6 loans this season. So there's only 6 loans, and we've got a lot more than 6 players that need loans, international loans, which means a lot of players are probably going to end up going to either the Championship or they're going to go to the Premier League. And after what happened with Nottingham Forest and Andre Santos last season, We need to be very careful where we loan out these talents. We might just be wasting their time and our time as well. But there was something from the BBC in terms of Estevao Willian that I just wanted to bring up as well, which was his decision to choose Chelsea is, you know, raising a few eyebrows back in Brazil because of the treatment of maybe the Santoses, the Washingtons, but also obviously Angelo Gabriel, who, for me, Angelo Gabriel out of everyone had the best kind of... He had the best development path. He was given the Strasbourg loan immediately. He then got injured towards the back end, but he was picking up player of the months at Strasbourg and having a great time. Andre Santos had a shocking first 6 months. Then he got the loan that he deserved. And Washington has been by far the worst out of the Brazilians in terms of not getting any attention or any loan. Estevao Willian is very important for if they wish to prolong this South American scouting fest, that they get this one right. And they do... If they decide to bring him into the first team in 2025 straight away, they integrate him correctly. They develop him correctly. They take their time with him and, you know, nurture the talent, because this is one of Brazil's top stars, according to, you know, the reports. One of Brazil's top stars, the high potential winger on that right hand side, slapping in shots off the right into the top corner for Palmeiras. We saw some great goals recently. Get this one wrong, and you might break a few of those relationships back in Brazil in terms of, will players still trust you to, you know, the top, not anyone, the top young players, will they still trust you as an institution to develop them, to fulfill those promises? If they see this one works, you know, that will encourage more top talents to maybe come from Brazil and come to Chelsea. So it's very important that they get this one right. This is the main man. This is the high potential player. But yeah, he's looking good at the moment. Then we've got to move to the striker situation, and that's the mystery man. Because for Kellyman coming in, it means Duran deal is dead, and that's kind of been confirmed a little bit today in reports that Duran is not going to be coming to Chelsea. It doesn't seem likely. German sources are also ruling us out for Guirassy. So that's another player that you could maybe start to tick off the list in terms of striker options. Who is going to be the striker? Because it's not going to be who we've got from Barcelona. It's not going to be Washington. It shouldn't, in my opinion, be Datro Fofana. Although, if we start seeing more links to young strikers that are not really completely ready for the uphill task of delivering for Chelsea, and they're coming in to back up Jackson, and Jackson's going to be the main man, then maybe you should be looking at Datro Fofana as an option, because he's got talent. He's got talent. We saw it in glimpses for Burnley last season. He's not a scrub. He's not ready, in my opinion, but he could definitely probably do some Conference League minutes and play that level. This is me giving up potentially on signing the striker, the level of striker I would have liked, or the level of experience striker I would have liked. We were linked with Tonys, remember? Football moves fast, but we were linked with Ivan Toney. Of course, the Osimhen one, but that was never going to happen. But we were linked with, you know, very well-known, experienced strikers. The under-25 rule was meant to be getting dashed this summer. Everybody was excited that we were probably going to add some experienced players to the spine. The way that these striker links are going, whether it's Samuel or it's, you know, whoever, the kid in Germany, Berry, whoever it is, it's all young strikers. It's all inexperienced strikers. It's all strikers that are going to need a lot of time to develop, a lot of time to improve. If you're going down that route, you probably may as well look in-house at this point. Datro Fofana is probably right there. Maybe save your money and your resources for a Sesko, whoever you want to go for, if they've banged 30 goals in a campaign next season, and maybe go and try and move into that market next summer. I don't know. But for me, the striker market, the striker situation is starting to become a bit of a guessing game. There's too many names floating about. We're linked with a new striker every day. And is it agents trying to get their player a move? Are they trying to take advantage of our name and trying to put themselves in shop window and trying to entice other clubs to come in? Maybe new contract negotiations as well? Or are they genuinely actually linked to Chelsea? And are we actually seriously interested in bringing them? It's really hard to tell right now because there's so many names every day. But that is something that I'm struggling with that. What is the truth and what is the PR and what is the briefing and what is the lie? I don't know. And what is for clicks and what is for actual straight up journalism? Who knows? But yeah, right now, guys, the striker situation is looking a little bit underwhelming for me personally, purely because I think we have enough young strikers and we are kind of looking to add another one, it seems. I don't know if we can really place too much expectation on whoever that young striker is. They're going to need time to bed in. I just hope, and my message is I hope that whoever we're bringing in is we're still thinking at the forefront of Does that player suit Maresca? Will he be able to get the best out of them for the system he wants to put forward? Because if we're not mirroring up our recruitment with the manager's system, then we're going to be in the same troubles that we were at the end of last season. And really, the most important people in this window for me are quickly becoming the medical team. I'm starting to move away from the window right now. Maybe after the 30th of June, we might start to see some more prominent links to players that have got a little bit more on their resume because we would have moved into a different financial period. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we're seeing these players linked. But the medical team, your task next season is the most important. Because if you can keep Nkuku fit, if you can keep Carney Chukwuemeka fit, if you can keep Reece James fit, if you can keep Lavia fit, if you can keep these players fit, they're new signings. And that might be all the dopamine that I need. That might be all of the improvement that I need from this team. Is just our own players already here improving. Maybe that will be it, because the players that we're looking at don't look like improving the starting 11. They look like improving the portfolio, potentially. Maybe the Conference League 11. So we'll see, guys. Let me know how you feel about the striker situation right now. Let me know how you feel about the links every day to different strikers, and let me know how you're feeling about next season. And at this point, do you even want to see many players coming in? Or are you kind of tired now and just looking, even this early into the window, are you just looking for our players to be fit and just go with what we have? Let me know in the comments down below. That's kind of all of the small little deals lined up right now, all come together and kind of, you know, now it's all, we can move on to whatever happens next. So yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace.